This week in U.S. immigration news, we are going to cover student visas may be issued up to 365 days before new immigration bill proposal. Florida anti-immigrant legislation will affect all Florida residents, not just the undocumented. Great news! U.S. Department of State announced consular officers can issue a visa up to 365 days in advance of a student's program start date. Previously, DOS only issued visas up to 120 days before the program start date. Reps. Veronica Escobar, a Texas Democrat, and Maria Elvira Salazar, Republican of Florida, said their Dignity Act aims to target the more than 10 million undocumented people in the country and ease the way for legal employment of workers in industries such as agriculture that are experiencing labor shortages. Escobar said the bill addresses 3 immigration issues. It would address the plight of the millions of undocumented people who are already working and living in the U.S., reform the border process to bring a humanitarian approach to processing migrants, and create processing centers in other countries to help migrants understand the high hill there is to climb for true asylum claims. Under the bill, asylum cases would be processed within 60 days. If an undocumented person had been in working on the country for more than 5 years without a criminal record, they could apply to be in a dignity program created under the legislation. They would be protected from deportation but also would be barred from federal assistance and required to pay for their own health insurance. The bill would also require an undocumented person to pay $700 each year for 7 years, on top of 1.5% that would be taxed from their paycheck, known as the Dignity Levy. Salazar said it was not much money to pay in exchange for living out of the shadows. She said that adds up to about $5,000 per undocumented person. And accounting for an estimated 10 million undocumented people, it would equal around $45 billion. Salazar said that the $45 billion would go toward border security, such as the hiring of officials, upgraded technology, asylum officers and humanitarian services. She said this would ensure that any money collected from taxes does not go toward border security. Funding from the Dignity Program would also go toward a program aimed at fighting anti-immigrant sentiments. Salazar said it would allow any American who believes that he or she has lost his job opportunity to an undocumented person to be retrained or re-educated. After those 7 years, if an undocumented person wants to become an American citizen, they could apply for another program known as the Redemption Pathway, where they would have to pay another $5,000 over the course of 5 years, or $1,000 a year, under the proposal. On May 9, 2023, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed Senate Bill 1718 into law. FL 1718 is a comprehensive effort to restrict the ability of undocumented individuals to live and work in Florida by, inter alia, dramatically enhancing the ability of state law enforcement to enforce immigration laws, requiring hospitals to maintain data on patients' immigration status, mandating the use of E-Verify by Florida employers with over 25 employees, restricting access to Florida driver's licenses, as well as state bar licenses, and adding state civil and criminal penalties for violations of its provisions. A summary of the major provisions of FL 1718, which will take effect on July 1, 2023, is as follows. It will criminalize the act of transporting an undocumented individual into Florida. 2. It will require hospitals to collect immigration status information from patients. 3. It will require Florida employers to document employment verification procedures for state law purposes. Mandates E-Verify participation for most Florida employers and creates separate penalties for violations. 4. It will restrict access to Florida drivers and professional licenses. 5. It will empower the state to participate in the enforcement of federal immigration laws.
Friends, show us some love and smash the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. If you have an immigration problem or need a second opinion because you cannot get a hold of your own lawyer, schedule a meeting with our team. Share information with our CARES team and they will help you get scheduled with our legal team. Now here's a secret code to unlock the free 15 minutes.